what you're telling me, what I've learned today from a student, from you, is that you are confused or have been confused. If you have been confused, which you have, that measures in music are not a constant length. And this is revelation for you. Let's look at measures in music that are not a constant length, that move, that get larger. Here we have the famous canon in D. And the very first measure here of these notes right here is 4 beats, and they're all going to be 4 beats, but you're going to notice as we go down this page, they progressively get larger. That is one measure. But then, and if you want to size them up here, let's size them up. This is the size of that one right there. Let's use our fun brackets. Just use one of our brackets. We're not going our color brackets. We're just using bracket colors today, okay, people? So don't freak out on me. So there. The second one is going to be significantly larger. Let's go with this. Look at this. But it still is 4 beats. We space it out so it's easier to read. We certainly could squinch them together, but we space them out. So again, if it's 1, 2, same speed. Now with that, let's look at the next line. And as you see right here, even though I, the person that has published this, has chosen to keep them relatively the same length, you see right there, I could have spaced it out a little bit more, but I was able to keep it the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And then, hold your horses. We just went from that measure of that length to, well, a measure of a much grander length. Oh wait, that's not the right color. See, I went all that distance for the color. And now we're going to play. That is literally one measure right there. One measure. And so I'm going to play again measure 9, and then I'll play measure 13. It's still the same measure in the sense of time, length of time. But there's so many notes, you have to space them, stretch them apart. It's like zooming in. If you ever took like a tape measure, if you tape measure and you like zoomed in with a microscope or magnifying glass, and what was then close together gets spaced apart. It's just the same concept right here, just musically. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you really have to, for instance, a piece like this has to be really slow. It has to be quite slow. Otherwise, those notes are very, very fast, a little too fast if you're playing them at that speed. Tapping eighth notes. 3, 4. Okay, and then let's see if that's constant. We're going to go to the next page. And now you see the measures have gotten smaller. Here we have what is going on here. Here in measure 21, why did I option to go such a long measure? Look how long this measure is. Again, it's not 30-second notes as you saw in the measure prior, but I wanted to really make it as clear and easy to read as possible because there's a lot of jumps. You could squinch them together, but I thought it would be nicer to make it nice and symmetrical. And here at the end, we have two measures. One measure right here per line, and then at the end here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measures. And you see this last measure here, even though it's a whole note, it's still equivalent in length to this note, right? This measure, measure 21. I really hope this helps you clear up the idea that measures can have different lengths, yet the same amount of time you give to them.